Welcome to the stream today. How are you all doing on this fine Tuesday afternoon / evening if you're perhaps on the East Coast? I should be live on YouTube. What I try to do for YouTube, since that's, I think, like often where people may watch this back. Also, I think there's like an expectation for YouTube that you don't have like an intro screen. Is that I usually just hit live on YouTube right as I'm coming on, so that there's not like a couple minutes of intro for those trying to watch the video back. Whoops. But I am live on Twitch and YouTube. You know what else I need to do is like really start changing my thumbnails on YouTube, because I've been using the same Premiere thumbnail for every Big Brother stream. So headline for this stream is we finally found out about a little bit more about what's happening with Big Brother Unlocked, the Friday episodes. And in addition to that, we'll keep an eye on the feeds and all that good stuff. But I wanted to talk about it because this is a whole new thing that they're doing. And I figured it was worth chatting about. I believe, the first episode will be this week. So I will be live streaming during the episode. We'll do a watch party just like we do for any other episode. Yeah. And I've talked about this a little bit before. I did have an idea because basically Rob was like, what are we doing for coverage for this? And I had an idea that I thought would be fun for our HAP coverage of the unlocked episodes. I don't know if we've announced it yet, but we will likely be talking about what kind of official podcast coverage we will have. But I'm not a part of it, but I will be streaming during these episodes for sure. So that should be fun. But the news is, headline is, Taylor Hale will be returning to our screens every other Friday, hosting BB Unlocked alongside Derek Levasseur. So it sounds like they are the two like permanent co-hosts. Almost like they're the Big Brother Roundtable podcast. And there will be like perhaps a third or just like additional guests along the way. And this is going to be on CBS. It's going to air on CBS on Fridays, every other Friday. And let me pull up like the press release, or maybe just like the Sharon Tharp article. Here, get this book thing out of the way. Oh, I'm not in the shot right now, am I? Hold on. This one? Yeah, there we go. Big Brother 24 winner Taylor Hale and season 16 winner Derek Levasseur set to host the new bi-weekly series Big Brother Unlocked. The new show will give fans a new way to dive into the game with hour-long episodes of never-before-seen footage from inside the house, candid interviews with house guests, strategy and alliance insights, and more. The program will also feature recurring segments like BB Fantasy Draft, where Taylor and Derek make their picks, as well as Big Move/Bad Move, and Binge-Worthy or Cringe-Worthy. The Friday series will also feature surprise visits from celebrity guests and returning Big Brother legends to break down all the strategy and drama that week. While the names of the guests have yet to be announced, fans attempt to figure them out via cryptic clues posted on the official Big Brother Instagram account. So on and so forth. More stuff about the season and stuff like that. I would say like obviously that this combination of players is probably not like, if you are a huge Taylor fan or a huge Derek fan, you might not be fans of both of them. But I think that actually works. I think that like this is probably a good combo. Because like obviously Taylor, right? Obviously we support Taylor here. But also like first of all, Derek is an incredibly smart guy. And he also like has a ton of experience with hosting podcasts and stuff like that. So I honestly think that like this works pretty well. I'm kind of excited. I'm kind of excited to see what they do. Yeah, I saw Taylor posted a couple of other things as well. If I can find Taylor said on Twitter, we had our dress rehearsal last week and I haven't stopped smiling since. I think you all really like what we've been working on. And then she also said, this is how like bad I am at social media, is that it's taking this long to even find. posts. Oh boy, I don't know where. What was the other thing? Somebody said Chat BCC. Yeah, there's no way I'm gonna find it on Chat BCC. Can somebody tell me? I saw it screenshot somewhere. I have not joined Chat BCC, even though we keep talking about it on the podcast. Okay, here it is. Here it is. We've been working with BB to create a really cool Sports Center like show that will give everyone content you actually haven't seen before, as well as game analysis. This isn't just another clip show, and we've been pushing a lot to leave the cheesiness at the door. Production has been really receptive to the feedback we've given, and I'm super proud of what we've created. I think everyone will love the segments, the guests, and it'll ultimately be a value add for casual fans and feeders alike. If you're skeptical, I get it, but I hope you give it a shot. You might be surprised by how much you like it. I mean, that's a good sell, no? I feel like we're in good hands. That was Taylor. Taylor's I guess chat BCC post message. I don't know how that works. that app works. But I mean that's the thing about like with Taylor involved, you know that like she's tapped in, you know what I mean? Like she's going to be working hard to try to make this actually good and interesting and valuable. You know what I mean? Like the fact that she's talking about like working with production and they've been receptive to the feedback they've given, like I think that's huge. And I'll say it again, like whatever your feelings on Derek are, like as a player, as a contestant, whatever, the guy knows how to make a good show. Like he has a very successful true crime podcast. I was talking with like so like I was talking to like a new friend of mine, people I was meeting recently, and I was telling them about my book about Big Brother and stuff. And actually, weirdly, I was giving the anecdote about how there was a player on Big Brother who told a story about being stolen by a crow once, and they thought that was funny. They went on to say, I don't remember how it was brought up. I think that they knew. They were like, "Oh yeah, I watched this podcast. I'm into true crime. Or I'm into this podcast. It's it's called what is this podcast called? I recognize the name of it. Um, Crime Weekly, I think it's called. They're like, yeah, I listen. I'm a big fan of this podcast, Crime Weekly, or whatever. And I was like, oh, like totally separate from you. She was like, yeah, I'm just into true crime. And I was like, just so you know, that's the guy. His like one of his closest allies. That was the girl that got stolen by a crow when she was a baby. They're like, what? That guy? I was like, yeah, he's like known as one of the best winners of the show. Um, it's not often that you will find somebody who is familiar with a Big Brother contestant completely devoid of the perspective of them being a Big Brother contestant. Dan is one of those people because he's very successful on Twitch. Derek is one of those people. Now I will say, you know what? I'm not going to go there. There are more people that are like that. We just don't want to talk about them. But yeah, I mean, I feel like Derek is not a bad pick here. I think Taylor, if you're worried about like the like level of knowledge of like what's happening, like we know Taylor's tapped in. We know that she's gonna try to like keep this show from being super like tone deaf, right? So we'll see. I honestly I feel like it's just a matter of like how much freedom do they have to make something good. Um, because like they should have all the materials. I feel they should have the capability. So I'm cautiously optimistic here. I feel like I'm excited. I'm excited to see what they do. And I mean, not to mention the fact, like let's we're excited for Taylor. I mean, this is so cool for her. I'm so happy for her that she's like getting these gigs, you know what I mean? For that alone, I would love for this to just like be successful. Um I've not watched the BBUK, but I know that this exists. I know that this has existed in international formats a lot. Is like the after shows, the side shows. Um to varying degrees of success. BBUS itself used to have oh man, it's in my book. I used to watch this. What is it called? Um with Gretchen. House Calls, thank you. Used to have House Calls, which wasn't like an official show, but it was like a what do you call it, like a radio show? What would you even call it? Um internet show, which was good. It was good back in the day. There was that thing Ross Matthews did, yeah. Was that BB11? I thought they did that much later. Yeah, I mean, in people saying like, "Well, Derek doesn't watch the feeds." I'm sure he will be more engaged for the sake of the show. And like the thing, like even if he isn't, we know Taylor's tapped in. You know, like if worst case scenario, Derek is the Rob to Taylor's me. Like I think that's fine. You know. When I don't think even Taylor hosting this show is enough to get me in the good graces of Big Brother production. Not to mention, like, what is the value add for putting me on their show? Pre-ordered the book, thank you. Requested the local library, thank you. Does CBS not like me? I have no idea if I'm being honest. I don't know how much they actually even know about me. But I can't imagine like it's not like they've ever reached out. It's not like I've, you know. I know that there are people who work on the show that know about me, that like me, but you know, Would anyone but Rachel know me this season? Probably not, to be honest. Depends on the level of research they did. Put a book plug on the show. Well, like, I mean, here I said this before. It's not like I think the creators of the show will hate my book. But I also can't imagine them going out of their way to help me promote it. But yeah, I'm excited. I like I am very curious to see what they've come up with. The things that they've listed already. Like when they talk about like never before seen footage. Obviously, we've heard that before. So like how real is that? But theoretically, it should be real. They should have footage that we don't have. And if there is like enough of a focus on strategy alliance insights, like they could genuinely like fill some gaps. You know what I mean? Um, Even if it is just like feeds content, if it's stuff like, you know, this is a strategic segment that we couldn't fit in the episodes because we were too late to it or something, but like here is a series of events. Like for instance, if there's like a little listen, this is just me spitballing, but like imagine a version of this show that has like a 2-minute segment on Keanu's vote this week where um it's him lying about the vote and then thinking that Will is lying to him and going through that whole thing and then lying to everybody, nobody believing him, but then the miscommunication where Will accidentally corroborates Keanu thinking that Kelly was the one that flipped the vote. And now everyone's starting to think that Keanu might actually be telling the truth all along. But instead of like just hearing about it, you actually see it in a little clipped segment. You know? That I feel like that stuff like that could be very fun. Where I mean, that's the sort of thing that like, how often is that going to be relevant enough to fit into an episode? I mean, I don't disagree with you. I think that that would be a very fun segment for the episode. But we know what they do in the episodes, which is that they spend 20 minutes on a competition, and then they need to make sure that they're telling all the relevant stories, and that's just not a relevant story for this week right now. And then by the time we get to next week, it's basically impossible to tell that story anymore. Um, and then like we know drafts are always good content. Um, talking about talking about big moves, bad moves. I think that's fine. I think that's fun. Binge worthy or cringe worthy. I honestly, I'm not sure what that means. Maybe that's the segment where you put Keanu in. Maybe that's the Keanu and Kelly segment. I don't know. But like the concept too of like it being sports center for Big Brother, like I don't know. I feel like it could be good. It could be good. We all dunked on reindeer games. We all said reindeer games, and then it was good. So I'm coming in open mind. Um, and the thing too is like worst case scenario, you don't like it, you don't have to watch it. It's not even, you know what I mean? It's not like an episode of, it's not like the recap of the recap where there's like 10 minutes of actual content that you need to watch. Like you could just completely ignore this, but I'm excited to give it a shot. Um, I see Ashley talking to Rachel. They've been talking a lot today.
I've like they're genuinely like I'm like
Oh, you can hear this, can't you?
look.
Is it live? I assume not. I mean, okay, they're doing it on Fridays. So they will. Oh, this is a good question actually. It's filming on Thursdays. Is that part of the news? No insider info I have. All right, well, we'll take it with a grain of salt. Um but that does make some sense. Like I mean, this is the thing we have, right? This show is once every 2 weeks. So making it a show that is like trying to speculate, like, all right, this is the new HOH, these are the nominees, what do we think is going to happen with the veto? Just immediately dates it, right? So I feel like it makes more sense for the show to be a little more, um, like if they did film it on Thursday nights, then it would be post eviction, and they could just do sort of like an analysis on the previous week, and then that also solves the problem of not being ahead of the episodes, because obviously if this is going to air on TV, they can't spoil the HOH outcome or the nominations. um so I think that makes sense. It's basically just like a slightly delayed like if we when we do the episode recaps on Thursday, we are basically operating in the same world as what they will do on Friday night, where it's like we just watched the eviction. We don't know what's going to happen yet next. We don't know who the HOH is, but we can talk about the week. And then since they're doing it every other week, I imagine they'll be talking about like the 2 weeks that they've been. So like this next one will likely be, it was day 14 yesterday. Today's day 15. Um, which means today's Tuesday, Wednesday 16, 17. It'll be day 18. So they'll have roughly, well, they'll be, if they're on Thursdays, then it'll be 17. Yeah, they'll have roughly 2 weeks to report on, essentially. This first one could be particularly valuable because of the lack of feeds that we had in the first week. Um, if they really do give us some bonus stuff from like when we didn't have feeds. I assume they're filming in LA. I guess Derek will be like flying out. Riley has interrupted the Ashley Rachel conversation, by the way. This is genuinely one of my like the things I'm keeping an eye on this today is Rachel Ashley, because Ashley tried to throw Morgan under the bus to Rachel today, and I'm trying to see if Rachel goes back to Morgan with that, because that could be it could be big. It could be big if Rachel goes back to Morgan with Ashley's trying to dump info on you to me. Um, that could seal the deal to like kick Ashley out of this new group they're forming. Vice versa, if Rachel believes it is gospel and does not go to Morgan and thinks Morgan is against her, it could really sabotage Rachel's game. Want to see Chelsea and Tyler as guests? I mean, that's the thing, is that like I think they've got a bunch of like opportunity to have, like, the thing is, this was not always the case. I've talked about this a little bit before, but like when I started podcasting 10 years ago, um we had guests, you know, we had like former house guests on the podcast all the time, sure. But they were like, the majority of them were like recent, all just recent people. And just think of the 21st. And then like as the years went on, we were like, who can we have on as guests this season? And it would be like, all right, from last season, we have maybe like two options, because the rest of the cast has disappeared into the ether. They're not in the Big Brother community. It's like who are like the fans who are still in the community right now. Those are the people we can have on as guests. And sometimes we'd like reach out beyond that pool and we'd find somebody that was willing to talk about Big Brother, but they barely watched the show or whatever the case may be. Um, Nowadays, the new era, I would say, yeah, genuinely like post All Stars too, because in BB21 this was not as much the case. Although to some degree, you know, Kat's still around, Cliff is around, uh, Tommy posts here and there, and stuff like that. Ovi's obviously hanging out, so maybe we can include 21. Um, but like starting from 23 on, it's like most people from every cast are sticking around. They're watching the show. They're on social media. Um, and so I feel like obviously there's a whole host of guests that can be on. Who would I like to see as a guest? I mean, tons of people. They said celebrities too. That, I mean, that is also interesting. Like, I don't know what they mean by celebrities, but um, I mean, like, I don't know. Imagine a world where you have a celebrity on who's like a show only, and you get their thoughts, but then also you're showing them some clips that would blow their minds because they've only watched the show. Laura, thank you for the $20 over on YouTube. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Um, so yeah, like you blow their minds with some clips or some info, like, you know, like a celebrity comes in, they're like, listen, Keanu's my guy. Love him. He's so smart. And then you show that person the Keanu vote segment. And then they go, what? Um, because part of what I like about that idea is that like this show, if casual fans are watching it, could be like, oh wow, there really is a whole world of content that we don't normally see, and it could entice them into like getting more involved in the community and like paying closer attention to stuff. Um, Taylor in the chat. Need to name my fan base. Taylor, they're the robot army. They're an army of robots. Fixing the casuals. Taylor, do you have any exclusive info for us? Any more teases? You don't know how to do Discord, Taylor? Guys, we gotta get Taylor on Discord, I guess. Yeah, Taylor, you are always free if you want to jump on any kind of call. I don't know what you're allowed to do or say. You could do it out of 2000s. Could I send you like a Zoom link? Would that work for you, Taylor? Shelley, thank you for the 25th. TeamSpeak. Yeah, Microsoft Teams. Should we Skype? Does Skype still exist? Did they kill Skype? Isn't it wild? Isn't it wild that Skype should have been poised to like take over the world when COVID hit, and then instead it just let Zoom do it, and Skype just died.
Recording in progress.
All right, I just opened. We don't need to.
Recording stopped.
We don't need to record Zoom. I'm not recording. I'm already streaming. Um, I'm just gonna Taylor. I'm just gonna send you a Zoom link. You can join or not join. It is up to you. No pressure, chat. No pressure. We don't peer pressure here. If she doesn't want to or can't jump on a call, that is entirely the prerogative of her. No pressure cooker. Yeah, no video. It would be audio only. Hello?
Hello.
Hello. Look who's here.
This
How's
is
it
so
going?
fun. I'm having a great day. How's it
You
going, Mr. Author?
well, listen, I'm very excited for you. This is very fun news.
I mean, it's like a dream come true. Okay, dog. My dog needs to not bark while I'm doing this. Hi, Benji. Um, I was actually, I'm gonna sound like a insane person, but when PR told me that they'd be announcing today, told all of us that they'd be announcing today, I went and I looked at the BB24 live feed update for this date just to
Oh.
see like what was going on 3 years ago today. 'Cause I think about that. I'm like, this is a
Mm.
crazy ascension through the Big Brother universe for a girl who was plucked off of Instagram one time.
Yeah.
Um, but for anyone who's curious, this was Michael and Brittany were on the block. The leftovers had not yet been formed yet. Joseph had not yet turned 25. We were still pre-leftovers, but some things were percolating. And now I'm co-hosting a really, really cool show on the network. So it's a great day.
Truly, listen, the storyline does not let up. I feel like do not doubt Taylor Hale.
Yeah, the fall from grace is gonna be amazing when that day comes. Just a full-on free fall plummet to the bottom.
Well, so it's yeah, it's this. It's the first one is Friday.
Mhm.
You said you did a dress rehearsal.
Yeah, so we did a dress rehearsal last Friday,
Okay.
which, I mean, it took the life out of me. We were on set from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., which felt like overkill when I got the schedule, but I see why we needed to run through everything and all the beats. But when I tell you the set itself, like, it straight up looks like something off of ESPN. Like, it is so
Oh.
cool. It's not too much, it's not too little. Like, the camera angles are so cool. I don't wanna give away too much, but it's visually, my jaw was on the floor. I just kept telling them, like, "This is not the same Big Brother stuff that you guys have been doing," and
Mhm.
they're just as excited about it. They're like, "Yeah, we know. We're so excited. Oh my god."
Wait, Taylor, are you telling me that it's not just going to be you and Derek sitting in chairs with a screen behind you?
It's not house calls, I will say that for sure. It's very, very cool, like, it's, multi-camera, we've got many screens, the more than one screen behind us, and I think when they first called and asked me to get involved in it, the first thing I said was, "Okay, like, is it gonna be like the recap show we did last season? Because nobody really wants to see a recap show, and they've been very adamant of making this a good value add for live feeders, for people who just watch the show casually. So like this is I was doubtful. I will say that I was very
Mhm.
doubtful and they've been really receptive from day 0 throughout the entire series of episodes that we're doing being like, "Hey, like what feedback do you have? Do you like this? Do you not like this? You can contribute as much as you want. We will scrap things on the fly." Like it's a very collaborative effort. So I'm open to any and all feedback you all have, but for what we have so far, I think you guys are really, really gonna like it. But I don't wanna hype it up too much in case you don't like it. Let me shut up, actually. I don't wanna turn this into the hamster wheel of death episode.
Yeah. No, I mean, that sounds very, I mean, honestly, like, I think one of the main things that the Big Brother community wants from production is just like to feel heard. So the idea that like they're open to feedback at all, is, it sounds very promising. And what you're saying also is like, correct me if I'm wrong, that like, you will also be potentially just basing future episodes on feedback from the first to some degree.
Definitely. Yeah. So, we've got these recurring segments, but if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work and we'll do something different next time. And like I think that's what I'm most excited about. Like we are not super locked into everything being exactly the same every episode. So, in the small, actually very, very big changes that we've made from conception to where we are now, they'll change it over, revamp it, make the adjustments that we've asked for very quickly. And I think both Derek and I are really, really happy with the product right now.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
and that's, I mean, that's especially why obviously I think it's valuable to have you in general, but somebody who is as tapped in as you to like the online community, that you're going to be in these streets like, all right, what are we doing? How do we fix this?
How do we make this better? Yeah. And I think that's who was I talking to? I was talking to somebody in Big Brother world universe not long ago, and they I think it was Joseph actually. He was like, I can't believe you just keep up with everything all the time. I was like, okay, well, keep in mind, yes, I do enjoy Big Brother now, but I have been paid in some capacity to talk about this
Yeah.
by the show every year since I've gotten off. Like, I don't think I'd be in this deep. I'd probably take a healthy step away from it all, but I do make an income off of this. So that's an add value for me personally. I care, but I also have a good incentive to be involved. So
Yes. Yeah. I mean, it's it certainly makes it easier.
I mean, for you, come on.
Yeah. Listen. I too would not do this if I wasn't paid, because I am also not a creepy weirdo that would do this anyway.
Yeah, you weren't into this at all as a child or
No,
growing up, or
Taylor,
definitely
they
didn't.
they they enticed me with bags of cash. That is why I'm here.
Yeah, that W2 over at our app is strong. Have you ever walked through what your routine is for watching the feeds, taking the notes, streaming sometimes while also having to watch the feeds, and then having everything together in a cohesive outline for you to talk about it the next day, every day? When do you sleep? When do you eat? When do you have to have your notes finalized before you go live at 8 a.m. our time, mind you all? 8
Hmm.
a.m. our time. How
Yeah.
does that flow work?
Yeah. I mean, I've tried to explain the routine. The problem is that it's not really a routine, unfortunately. It is such it's almost like being on call, because when I'm paying attention, it changes. Like basically, Saturday veto comps are the most consistent time I have. I went and saw Superman on Saturday, and I timed it perfectly for the veto comp. The
Which
movie
was great,
started.
by the way, wasn't it?
It was a great movie. I really enjoyed it. And as soon as the movie ended, it came back from the comp basically. So it was like that was perfect. But even just like different days require different tactics for notes and stuff. Sometimes I have extensive detailed notes, and it's a chronological account of all of the conversations, and I'm going to be reenacting some of them, and I'm going to be giving information from others. So far this season, it's been a lot more summarizing. It's been a lot more like, this is where this player stands. This is where this player stands.
Mhm.
Because the trying to like recount things chronologically would be, I think, more confusing, because things are go so back and forth, and there's not enough
Mm.
of an established baseline for you to be like excited about, like, oh, this conversation could change things. It's like, well, this conversation means that this must be over here, but then we have another conversation, it means, oh, maybe it means it's over here now. So that's different, but generally, in terms of like, when do I need my notes to be finalized, it's usually about 7:59 a.m. Is when I stop. Sometimes, listen, I will say this. I am very rarely late, but sometimes if it's like 10 minutes over, that's my bad. That means I'm like really trying to make sure I get a particular conversation down, or a lot of stuff happened overnight and I was sleeping and I really need to make sure I'm up on it. So that sometimes happens, um,
When
but
you
yeah,
say you're trying to get a conversation down, are you talking about reenacting? Like, are you practicing before you go live your reenactments?
no, I never
Because they're Emmy
practice.
Award worthy,
Thank
truly.
you. I never I feel like if I practiced a conversation, I would not be as good. Even just like when I did the Rachel Keanu reenactment, a slight reenactment, on the recap the other night, and then I did it for the update the next day, I was like, I can't do it again. I've already done it. Like, I was like,
He's a
uh,
writer, not an actor, you guys.
well,
Someone said if you practiced, you'd sound like Jimmy.
exactly. It's like and this is the thing, it's like the more, because I don't try to mimic the way, like I don't try to mimic people's voices or the way that they talk either. I just vibe with it. You know, like I try to inhabit their spirit more than their actual voice. And sometimes it's like with Vince, like he speaks a little bit higher, so I'll maybe go a little bit higher. But I'm not trying to be like speak like Vince, like his
Mhm.
voice. I'm trying to like embody the spirit of. Yeah, I agree with everything you say. Actually, that's I totally agree with you. And that's you know, because yeah, I don't think I'm actually good. Like people like the impressions, but I don't think I'm good at impressions as much as just like hopefully getting across the spirit of what people saw
The
or didn't see.
essence the essence of the person. Yeah, we
Mm.
never from what I saw anyway, we never really got a Taylor impersonation or, which I won't ask you to do. That's just self-fulfilling in my own ego, so I won't ask
Yeah, I
you to
don't
do
know. I don't know if I
that.
did a lot because well, because the thing is,
A lot of that
uh,
also would have been crying in a corner quietly.
I definitely did a with the lays.
Yeah.
That definitely happened. But, but normally if I'm giving a reenactment, it's because it's like, guys, you have to know how ridiculous this person was when they did this. And I don't think you were often ridiculous enough. I think you were too too even keeled.
Yeah. Just managing all the emotions at the time.
Yeah. Um, but listen, if you know, we're trying to get the audio book. That's hopefully something that will be coming. And so I've already started to think about like how am I gonna try to narrate if that's gonna land properly. So
Have you
we'll
read portions of your book out loud and thought like, "Oh, I wanna deliver it this way or another way?"
I have already done like a practice read because when I did the proofread, the no, not the proofread, I did the copy edit. I read the whole thing out loud, just as like a way to slow myself down when I'm reading, and also to like, hey, if I ever do narrate this, then this is like a good practice. And I did find myself like trying to figure out like, okay, well, how do I differentiate quotes from the prose? And then when I'm, when I'm reenacting a scene from the show, um, like what am I doing? Like, am I trying to sound like Dr. Will?
Yeah.
Like, stuff like that. So I really hope that that it all, I hope that we can hopefully like have some proper audiobook like stuff locked down. But I'm very excited to hopefully read the book out.
I think it's just the natural progression of your authordom, your authorhood. You podcast every day, e every day. We're so used to your voice, it's like a comfort in the morning. I don't know if you've been a little more active on TikTok, even if that's 0.0001% more active, but every now and then I'm scrolling and I'll be on Big Brother talk now, which is percolating a little more, and I will see TikToks of people clipping your audio, clipping your good morning, your hello everybody, and saying like, "This is part of my morning routine. I have my coffee and I listen to Taryn every morning." So it's been cool hearing your voice on TikTok and seeing people use your audio to create their own content. So now it's just a matter of you having that full ownership over your own. I think
Mm,
we're all rooting for you.
thank you.
Mhm.
Wait. We're back. I apologize. Can I get back into my meeting in Zoom? How do you rejoin a meeting? I'm not on YouTube. I should be on YouTube. Oh, I can click the link I sent, probably. Yeah.
Recording in progress.
Oh, jeez.
Recording stopped.
Okay, there we go. All right. Sorry about that, Taylor.
What happened?
My internet just completely went. Taylor, I think there's something about you that just is antithetical to my equipment because.
Oh no. Oh yeah, this happened on my finale, didn't it?
Yeah. When they were reading the votes, my whole computer crashed.
I remember I went back to try to find it, and I was like, "I need to see." And then I think it's the first time I messaged you, I was like, "Hey, so where's the video?" I blame you, though. That was you needed to plug your stuff in. That was more your fault.
I just restarted the YouTube stream, so hopefully that'll kick up again soon.
Lovely.
Yeah, just the internet went out for those maybe watching back on YouTube, but
Oh.
it is back. I was like, I think I was talking for a good 30 seconds before I realized that nobody was the chat
Oh,
wasn't moving and
no.
nobody was hearing me anymore.
I have the, I still have the stream up. Dog, please be quiet. I still have the stream up so I could see the screen cut out. I thought it was me at first, but, oh, wow, just perfect as always. Never fault. No blame, no fault. Never my fault. Wow.
Listen, we don't all have the luxury of having a whole TV
No.
network behind us.
Yeah. Oh, we don't all have a book out. We don't have a book out in our own streaming show on multiple platforms, both on YouTube and on Twitch. I can keep going. You don't want to start this fight.
um
What were we
Doctor in
talking
the chat
about?
is asking about, does the new show get its own theme song?
I don't know. I'm texting Derek right now. We did a lot of behind the scenes video on our phones, and the photo that they put out is cute. This little unlocked. The door is
Hmm.
unlocked. And so we're asking if we can have permission to post a couple of things today because I mean the set's amazing. But we were asking a lot like, oh, I can't wait to see the intro or the theme song. So I don't know. I don't know what we will get. It might just be a title card, like has been happening for this season. They did that my season too. So and another TV show where I don't get an intro. Oh, woe is me.
All right. I think the YouTube did not pick back up. Let me try it again, if possible.
Go for it. Top support.
Okay, I think it's live
Um,
now. I think we're live on YouTube. So, if we are now live on YouTube, I apologize. The internet cut out. We're trying to get the stream back up, but I think we're back up now. What were you saying, Taylor?
oh, I was just saying we did not. Somebody asked in the chat if I know what the theme song will be or if there's a new theme song. I don't know. I don't have an answer to that. If there is, I haven't heard it. If there isn't, then my best bet is just the title card and like the end little guitar riff that we usually hear on Big Brother.
Mm.
Um, but that just gives us more time to actually talk about the game and the show. So I'm fine with that.
Can you request like an old school Big Brother jingle?
You know, they might be willing as long as there's not some weird copyright whatever.
There probably is, to be honest.
There probably is, but we'll ask for some throwbacks. Again, they're open to so many things. I think it'd be cool.
What about the janky song? Yeah, that's being suggested.
Maybe we'll have Julie jump in and sing. That's her song. That's her jam.
Could you imagine the opening credits is Julie singing the janky song?
She'll have the biggest smile in the world. I will never forget the grin that she had singing that on finale night. Was last year? Yeah. I was like, "You go, Glen Coco, you sing that song." Copyright
Oh.
issues against themselves. I could see it. There's, like,
Oh, it
maybe they
happens.
bought that song for
Yeah.
X amount of time, and then they can't use it again. It's fully possible.
That's what happened to Scrubs, is that they couldn't even they couldn't air the episodes on Netflix with the original soundtrack because they didn't have the rights to it still, so they had to change the songs for that show
Wow.
on streaming.
Interesting.
Yeah. They are asking how early in the week are they filmed. I don't know if you can say that.
I mean, the show's announced, and I'm definitely gonna be posting behind the scenes stuff the day of. So we film on Thursday,
Okay.
right after the eviction. So it's gonna be a late night for the entire cast and crew on
Hmm.
set, but I mean, worth it. We want to get you really fresh content turned over the next day. So I think that's when I was really, really on board. I was like, okay, we're getting very, very fresh information. Something Derek and I are really pushing for. I don't know if they'll have like the turnover or enough staff to do it, but I think it would be really cool to be able to give you guys clips from what's happening when the feeds go down before the live eviction happens. Like, are there
Ooh.
conversations that change anything at that point? And maybe there's absolutely nothing that happens, but again, we really, really, really want to try to give you guys things that you haven't seen or haven't had access to. So I just want everyone to know that, like, we aren't just showing up and collecting a check and saying corny lines that somebody else wrote for us. A lot of this is extemporaneous speaking. A lot of this is just us jabbing each other and having fun talking about the game. And we're really, really pushing to make this not just a bi-weekly thing this year, but a weekly thing next year, and like something everyone will take away some real value with.
Yeah, no, that's I mean, that's like that's some BB-21 day 44 satellite leak stuff you're
That
talking
is
about.
exactly what I referenced. I was like, remember
You refer
BB-21?
I was gonna say I don't think they like that reference though.
Oh, no. Oh, wait. Are we talking about when, who was going home? When Jessica was freaking out or somebody was freaking out? Who's that? Christy, the blonde girl?
Chris,
When she started crying?
I mean, it was the whole thing. The thing I'm referencing is that we got leaked footage from like Julie setting up and like the stuff from when the feeds were down pre live show.
Oh, that is not what I'm talking about. But I was talking about that episode where the house was basically exploding and Julie on the live show was like, "This is basically happening right now. This
I
happened right before the show
I mean,
started."
that probably was the same episode. I think that we just additionally, because so basically, I'll give you the lore. There was this
Yeah, please.
person that came out and said, "Yeah, for years, I have found this like loophole in their satellite broadcast that allows me to view all of the footage that they have, like setting up for the live show and the live feeds, like
Wow.
leading into the live show." Um, and it even showed like Julie like talking candidly with like in front of the camera about like, yeah, what are they doing in there, stuff like that. And they're like, yeah, I've had this stuff for years, I've just been like tapping into
What?
it, but I'm gonna dump this footage on down for you guys because this one in particular is wild. Um and so that's how we watched a lot of that stuff, and then that person disappeared off the face of the earth, I assume.
Ooh. Oh, no. Yikes.
Their accounts are all deleted.
They hit the in case of emergency red button,
Mm,
self-imploded. I hope they're
mm.
in a bunker safely somewhere.
Yeah, that I assume that loophole was patched, but I was gonna say, like, you
Their
know.
sacrifice wasn't in vain. Well, that is not what I was referencing, but I love the lore. I remember, I was talking to Mike Bloom not long ago, and, we were just referencing the Big Brother iceberg, and I just remembered
Oh.
I was like, there is a time where I knew absolutely none of these points in my life, and sometimes I miss that version of myself, but I'm too far in now.
Mm-hmm.
The only way out is through.
Listen, it's everyone's gotta have a full iceberg somewhere here or there.
I am keeping my eye on the chat though, so I'm open to your questions and your
Yeah,
inquiries, everyone.
honestly, the chat, send in questions, and the more questions you have in chat, the better, because you'll allow Taylor to read the ones that she can answer and maybe skip the ones that she can't, as
That's
opposed to me,
helpful.
directly asking and then having to be like, I don't know if you can answer this one. So yeah, just feel free to pick and choose any questions that you see in the chats. But oh yeah, that's a
Sorry,
good
can you hear
question.
me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, perfect.
Do you also see the YouTube chat or just
Just the
Twitch?
Twitch chat. I can open up the YouTube chat though.
Look at that. Not
Okay,
neglecting
what
YouTube.
happened? Oh, never. Sometimes I jump in on the YouTube instead.
Mm. Yeah, Steph makes a good point as well. Don't spam the questions. There's a good chance she'll see them if you post them. You don't need to repeat them. Very likely.
Okie dokie. And I hope you all don't mind me talking to the chat, not you, Taryn, but I hope you all don't mind me jumping in here and hijacking Taryn's sacred space.
I can't imagine anybody. I can't imagine a single soul viewing this right now is like, man, I really wish Taylor hadn't joined in this stream about Taylor's show.
No, I could see it. She just makes everything all about herself. She is a narcissist. You know what? You know what? She is so not self-aware. That Taylor, she just, ooh, man.
Listen, but we already know Daniel is thinking those things.
All righty. Let's see. Okay, I'm going up to the top of the Twitch chat because that one's moving faster.
Mm-hmm.
Did you say that you saw one that you really liked?
I did see somebody ask if there's a live audience, if you want to
There is
potentially.
not a live audience, but there were a few moments where I made a joke and then I looked around and I thought, I think we need a live audience for that. the jokes hit, and then you get one person in production that's like sympathy clapping, and you're like, oh, all right. Great.
That makes me think of Arissa for BB Can during COVID was just crushing live shows with no audience.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's tough. That's real tough.
She was so
But
good
good for
at
her.
it
She's
though.
professional. I know
Yeah.
she is. I would love to see her back on our screens in some capacity hosting, but I don't know what that looks like. But whatever she does, I'm on board. Here's will they allow you to mention the HOH? I don't imagine because, well, one, we don't, if there's a live HOH, then we'll know. And that won't ruin the Friday episode that we're doing or, the one that'll air on Sunday. But if we don't do a live HOH, I don't imagine that that's something we'll be talking about. Because, the episode viewers are very, very particular about their spoilers. I'm not sure if you all know, but I've been recapping the season over on the Bachelor Party podcast on Spotify. And I got a nice little wave of frustration from their viewers because it's a new Big Brother audience. They're just now getting into the show. I mentioned the HOH. They were not happy that I spoiled that. So I got the wave of, how dare you spoil this show?
Oh
How dare
no.
you? It's fine. That's on me. I have to be more mindful when I'm introducing new people to the show. Like, oh, that's right. I can't just talk like everyone's a live feeder.
Did you give a spoiler warning?
I did not. Yeah, see, because it was Friday. We record Friday mornings. And at that point, I had just finished interviewing Zay. It was a crazy day. I was interviewing Zay from the Radford studio lot at 7 in the morning, but doing it on Zoom in a different room. And then we had to go and do the dress rehearsal.
That's funny.
So that was a very funny thing. But But you know what? I'm in the mindset of, okay, great. I just interviewed the evicted person. I just revealed today who is HOH. And now let me go record this podcast. And oh, oops, my bad.
Mm.
Now they're yelling at me.
It is weird. Like
Okay, someone over
even
here.
like
Go ahead. No, go ahead, please.
I'm doing like I'm constantly talking like in real time about the show, and then I'll get on an episode recap like on a Wednesday, and it'll be like, okay, for the next 45 minutes, I need to like uh go back in time like 4 days.
3 days. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's too much. You know too much. But you do also have the luxury of doing the spoilers at the end of the episodes, which is
Yes.
nice. And maybe we'll incorporate that, but I don't want to be a an RHAP ripoff.
Listen, take the good ideas.
Someone over here I saw asked what it's been like working with Derek. It's really funny. Friday was the first time I've ever met Derek in person. And the
Mm.
only other time that I've spoken to him, yeah, we really don't interact on social or anything either. He's an old man. Okay. But he really isn't on social like that outside of a tweet here and there. But the only other time I spoke to him was on my finale night being interviewed on his podcast. So I told him this, but I actually went back when we finally learned that we were the two people hosting.
Mhm.
They tried to keep it secret for a while. They tried to not tell us who the other host was for a long time,
Tell the
which
two
is
of
a
you.
decision. Yes, correct. And I had my assumptions, of course, but I don't know for sure. But I did go back and just watch countless episodes of the podcast so I could get familiar with Derek and his interview style. And then when they finally told us officially, it was the two of us. We just started texting every day. We call every day. Um, we had a long day last time, but we're gonna get dinner this time to just kind of feel out the vibe and our flow and how we talk. But it's really great energy between the two of us. And I think that's what's so funny about the internet's reaction to Derek hosting and Taylor hosting. We
Mm,
represent two very different sides of the Big Brother fandom, but
mhm.
he and I get along really well. Like we joke very similar ways, we
I mean, you're
laugh in very
both
similar
Big Brother
ways.
winners. Is that super surprising?
Yeah. What?
Respected Big Brother winners or
Yeah. We're
easily sociable?
And we're exactly. I think we've talked about this before, Taryn, but like
Mm,
Big Brother winners have that in common. When you meet a Big Brother winner, you very quickly see, oh, like you're very charming and you're very likable and you're very easy to get along with. So, we might not all have the same backgrounds or ideas, but you can see that charisma just jump out immediately.
mhm.
And so it's been awesome. That's a very long-winded way to say Derek and I get along really well. Half of the show is us just ribbing the hell out of each other. It's questioning each other's ways on how we interpret the game, and that's fun. Like you don't want to watch a
Yes.
TV show where everyone just agrees with each other, but like we get to have fun with it. It's not two people that hate each other being like, I hate how you look at the game and I don't like how you won. Like we respect each other. We acknowledge we have different styles of gameplay and we respect the styles of gameplay. And like we're having a really good time. I'm like, you guys are gonna really enjoy it. I can't stop smiling.
I love that. I love the idea of like, especially like the official show, like having space for two people like arguing with each
Yeah.
other. I think that's great.
There were points when we weren't arguing enough. And so we would just kind of move on to another
Yeah.
topic and they'd be like, no, like, hey, have you ever seen Inside NBA? Like you really give it to each other, like
Mm,
mock each other, have some fun with it. And once I feel like it's one thing to know that's kind of the angle, but then when you really get that permission, then we were really having a lot of fun with it.
did you watch the rehearsal season 2 at all?
No, what is
It's
that?
Nathan Fielder, who, if you've never heard of Nathan Fielder, this is going to be very hard to describe. But basically, he had a whole season based around the idea of like co-pilots who are afraid to disagree with each other,
Oh
being
gosh.
being bad for airline safety. And I'm making this sound way more serious than it is. He is a ridiculous comedian.
Okay.
But so one of his sort of joke suggestions for trying to fix this is like, chat, you might need to help me out with the names, but it was like captain receptive to feedback, and like co-pilot assertiveness, like captain all ears. Yes, it was captain all ears. And yeah, like co-pilot Blunt, Officer Blunt, and it was like, this is gonna help people feel more comfortable disagreeing and like speaking up if they feel a certain way. That just came to my mind when you're like, yeah, we needed to feel more comfortable disagreeing.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. Like you have that, hey, we want it to be in this style, and then you say the words and you get into a little bit of a flow, but when you really they tell you to like let that guard down.
Hmm.
It's so much fun.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I think it's like I experienced this in podcasting, but also like if we're playing like Blood on the Clock Tower or something, it's like if I don't know the person super well, it's harder to like comfortably get into that space where you're able to like riff off of each other in a playful way, because it's like I don't know
Mhm.
if I know you well enough to
Yes.
to disagree
It's
with
like,
you
can
like
I make
that.
this joke or can I disagree with you? Is it gonna land well?
Hmm.
But I mean, we all want a really good product here, and it's been fun, like a lot of fun. Um, Someone over here said, "Would you guys in YouTube? Shout out to YouTube. Would you guys consider having a spoiler section talking about things on the feeds that haven't happened on the show yet, despite casuals maybe not being used to it?" That is a good idea. I don't know. I don't know how the network's gonna feel about it, but I'll ask at the very least.
Well, I mean, given that you're recording Thursdays, there's likely not going to be a lot of like new things to spoil yet, I would imagine.
I mean, I don't
Um,
even think the feeds will be on by the time we start recording.
right. Like there's a good chance there's not even like an HOH crowned, I guess, depending on when you start.
Yeah.
Um, so like when, for instance, like when we do the Thursday recaps, we don't usually do a spoiler section because there's nothing really new to spoil. But what we will do is sort of explain, here are some of the important bits of context that you might have missed through the week that you weren't in the
Mhm.
episodes that contributed to this result that you ended up seeing. Or like, it's like, oh, like how close was this vote really? Well, wouldn't you know it, it was just yesterday that Riley flipped his vote. And then before that, it was super up in the air, like stuff like that. I think,
And that is exactly more
yeah.
of the idea of what we're looking to do. Like, how are we gonna pull things that and yes, the feeders will know this, but okay, now it's important for the casuals to understand, hey, this is actually a lot like, hey, Keanu was actually way closer to actually being on the block than you think. And
Yeah.
I think part of that is maybe some of the weeks. Mind you, there's only 5 episodes that we're doing this.
Hmm.
So I don't know who the special guests are every week. They are withholding that information from us because they want our natural reaction on the camera.
Oh boy.
I don't
Hey,
know how much I agree with that. Yeah, I don't know that I agree with that.
I
I
I love
like,
this
what if I
idea
don't know who it is?
of like them acting like this is like an all-star cast where they have to keep you from pre-gaming or something. Like we need to not let them know who their co-host is.
I know.
Like,
Part of me wonders, it's like, well, do you have everybody confirmed or
yeah.
so? But also, I think we're getting more than BB alum. I think we're getting like auxiliary BB people or people that just love Big Brother. So I am excited about that. But I say all that to say it'll be a cool moment if we show someone who let's pretend Rihanna comes on the show. She's like, oh my God, I watch the
Mhm.
show all the time. I used to watch the live feeds. I don't watch them anymore. Keanu's amazing. And then we're like, okay, well, here's Keanu in a fight with Rachel.
This is exactly what I was saying earlier.
Oh,
This is,
really?
yeah, literally to the detail of I was saying.
That's
What if
hilarious.
you had on a casual fan that was a fan of Keanu? Uh,
No.
yeah,
But that's I mean, that's exactly what it is, right? We'll have but it's not the moment of here is the moment of you thinking Keanu is amazing. It's getting that person's reaction, like that
hmm,
clippable moment that you can put online and make the show not just relevant to fans of Big Brother, but relevant to pop culture. Or,
yeah,
instead of just talking about, oh, well, what did you think of this moment that you might not have seen on TV? And me and Derek talking about it. Maybe we say, hey, all right, Keanu, Zay, Zach, Are those all the big guys? Am I missing any of them? Like the athletic guys?
Um, I think so.
Okay,
I think that's all of
Keanu,
them.
Zay, Zach. 100 men versus 1 gorilla. Which of these 3 people do you think are gonna sign up? Like, were you part of that conversation, Taryn? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't think so.
Oh boy. Okay. So a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago, you look so confused. There was a very popular discussion, argument, debate online of 100 men versus one, was it silverback gorilla?
Mhm.
And would the 100 men beat the gorilla, or would the gorilla beat all of the men? And this went on not just on Twitter, not just on TikTok. This was on your local news. It was on ESPN. It was on all these hot take shows, all these clippable shows debating who would beat who. That's like a dumb conversation, but it is relevant. We can make it relevant to Big Brother and then throw that up on TikTok, let it be part of the
Mm.
online discourse. So it doesn't all have to be so insular to Big Brother. Like Big Brother once was so much of pop culture. And I think
Mhm.
there's a way to use this show as a tool to infuse them back together because I feel like, I mean, I think everybody on the stream knows when Big Brother reached out to me, well, I guess technically Amazing Race first. When I got contacted for casting, I was like, "Oh, that thing still exists." I know
Yeah.
it used to be on, but you can't go a day without hearing about Love Island. And before this season, I hadn't even watched Love Island like that, right?
Mhm.
Everyone knows it's water cooler conversation, and I think we can do this again. Maybe we will do the Coldplay couple move. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, I say this all the time that like the show has so much footage that it just doesn't use. That just like and even now, like with the lack of flashbacks, like there's even less clips of Big Brother Online now. And it's like I just feel like they're not doing enough with it. And I think with the success of Love Island recently, it's like clearly this, and I don't remember the exact term for it, but like the idea of there being an episode every day, the idea of being like a ton of content of a particular thing is still something that's working really well in the sort of modern era of reality. And if they leaned into that more, when they should own that space. Like they have 24-hour live feeds. But I think that they don't always lean in as much as they should. So
No, and I've had the luxury. I almost sound like I'm just so grateful to CBS and the network. But like really
careful
now
of the
that
word
I've met so
grateful.
many people, oh yeah, right. Yeah, let me not jinx myself, please. But truly, like when you do meet the people on the other side of the wall, or excuse me, when you meet the people behind the mirror.
Ooh. Well, let me just put that back up on the screen.
Grab that book. But when you do meet the people on the other side of the wall, it's like, okay, you all saw so much of what was happening. And not just that, but like you were responsible for staying up all night, manning the cameras, making the decisions on what airs, what doesn't air. There's a whole team of people that put this episode together in X amount of time, like all these things, right? So I have truly, truly, while I have my like production needs to be doing this or that moments, I do have a lot of respect and reverence for the people on the other
Mhm.
side. And so I think about how many people it takes to put this show together 3 times, I now 4 times a week. There needs to be an entirely new team spun up to, let's just say, get clippable content.
Mhm.
And like the social media team has been amazing. They are crushing it online right now. But what we are looking for, like that constant feed of clips and moments that will blow Big Brother up because the potential is there. Needs to have its own dedicated team that they just don't have right now. And if we gotta sacrifice that team to have BB unlocked, I'm fine with that for now. In the meantime, because I want that selfishly, it benefits me. This is
Mm.
something I've wanted to do my entire life, hosting a TV show, and I get to do it on one of the largest network television channels in all of America. That is crazy.
Yeah,
all because of an
yeah.
Instagram DM.
I mean, like, I think, I mean, listen, at least the way I look at it, it's like, oh, it's so cool. Taylor gets to, host this like Big Brother thing. But like, if we stop and like remove ourselves from this little Big Brother bubble for a moment, like you are hosting a show on CBS that is going to air on CBS, that is just, it's just a show. Like, it's just like any other show. Like you're hosting a show.
What the hell?
That's so cool.
It's crazy. It is crazy. It's really, really crazy. And I think I had that moment maybe a week ago. Because yeah, I was very much in the Big Brother bubble of like, yeah, I'm co-hosting a Big Brother show, and yeah, I'm doing Big Brother stuff. And Big Brother in summertime, it's every 5 words, 2 of them are Big Brother that I
Mhm.
say. And I'm sure you understand, so easy to get lost in this bubble of Big Brother. But when you do take a step back, now I'm like, oh no, this is a TV show that I am co-hosting with another winner, and like there's gonna be a promo for this every week. It's 5 weeks, but there's a promo for this on national network. This is a very, very cool thing. So I'm just happy and grateful and blah blah blah, me, yay, yay, yay.
Well, I'm very happy for you, Taylor. I'm so excited.
Oh, thank you. And I'm happy for you.
Thank
Your
you.
book, I will tell everyone this. I don't think I've said this out loud or had the chance to. Well, first, I need to get you a blurb
Yeah,
before tomorrow. I'm on a deadline.
she has a deadline.
I've read the book. I have a deadline. I've read the book cover to cover 2 times now. It
Two
is,
times.
yeah, well, I read the I mean, we'll go all the way behind the scenes now. Taryn texted me the digital PDF version,
Mm.
and I read it
Oh, so
through on
yeah.
my phone. Yeah, I did cover to cover, that counts.
No,
Uh, so
it made sense that you got the physical copy and then yeah.
yes, and then I got the physical copy, and I read that all the way through, and I learned a lot, and I'm saying this as someone who did a lot of research on Big Brother before going on. There's still a lot of lore that I don't know, there's a lot of nuances and information and seasons that I skipped over that, I've been told, "Oh, don't watch that season." I learned a lot about those seasons and the larger implications. Um, it's a smart book, it's an informative book, it's not a book where you're gonna get the gossip and the tea. Like, if you're looking for that, go on Twitter, like, go on the depths of Reddit or whatever off-brand forums are out there. Like, this is not where you're getting that. This is a book that takes Big Brother and comments on society, and it's beautifully written. I cannot emphasize how beautifully written it is. It's like you took a needle and the finest thread and you intricately wove a a clear, masterful through line on how this reality TV show has real impact on our lives. It is so good, and it also has emotion and wit and humor, and by the last 3 chapters, you will be in tears, and, like, happy tears. You will cry for the state of this game. You'll be optimistic. You'll feel the weight of, like, the real weight that us Big Brother fans have trying to explain, why does this matter to me, to other people? Why does this community exist? You will have that in such a clear form that you can literally just take this book and slide it over and be like, talk to me in 3 days. And also, it's a 400-page book. It's a quick read. Like, I was surprised how quick it is. So I highly, highly, highly recommend it. Not just selfishly, like all the things that I have felt about Big Brother without before meeting Taryn, after meeting Taryn, all the kind things that he says about me, blah, blah, blah. Fuck anything that you might have to say, think about me. This is truly about Big Brother. It is a good book. So go buy it.
I can't even respond to that. Thank you.
Oh.
I need to get better at knowing how to respond to. I mean, that wasn't even a compliment. That was just like, thank you, Taylor.
Yeah, no, and I mean that. And here's my pageant trick on how to say thank you. Just say thank you, and then you could also say you're so kind. Accepting compliments. This is for women. Now I'm doing my finale speech. Shit. Here we go. For the women. But for everybody, a lot of women are told like you have to take a compliment and then give it right back. You
Mm,
got to be okay with just saying that's so kind of you. Thank you. And
mhm.
that is my advice to you, Taryn.
Well, thank you.
Yes. Well done. Round of applause. I do see a lot of other really good questions in here about the show. Some I can't answer, even though I really want to. But the good thing is you only have 3 days. Hey, relax, dog. You only have 3 days to get your answers. But I've said all I can say, and thank you everyone for the support. Thank you, Taryn, for the support. Thanks for letting me hijack this time a little bit, and I'll let you get back to your people.
Well, of course, thank you so much for jumping on. I'm sure this was very exciting for me. I'm sure it's very exciting for everyone else to hear a little bit more about the show. I'm very excited to watch it. Of course, I'll be streaming when it's on, so we'll all watch it together and you know see what it's all
Yeah,
about.
actually, question for you. Do you have any plans to recap this show?
Well, I was telling the chat earlier. So when I first heard of the show, like instantly, like Sam and Rob were like, "So what are we going to cover the show?" Because of course our first thought was like, "This is going to be a recap of the recap." Um, Style thing. And so I came up with an idea for what we should do as a podcast for it. So there will be a podcast for it. I don't know if we've announced it yet. If we haven't, I think we will soon. But the plan is not for me to be on the podcast, but we will have a podcast, and so I'll be streaming during it, and then we will have uh, a podcast that will be related to
Podcasted. Thank God. I'm like less hours for Taryn. Like, pull you out of the dungeon, throw you back in, get some water and bread.
Yeah, and because I mean we didn't even know, and I still actually don't know like exactly like if you, because like can you recap Sports Center, you know what I mean? Like I don't even know if what there would be to necessarily recap. Maybe there's like new information, maybe there's some very interesting stuff we can do. Maybe I'll be recapping some of the info you give us on the update the following morning, quite frankly.
Maybe that potentially. Again, I can put in my 2 cents on what I can ask like, oh, was there anything interesting happening when the feeds went down before the eviction? But
Hmm.
I won't know going into the show
Yeah.
what those clips are. And so maybe there'll be something interesting. Maybe there'll be something funny that we laugh at and mock. And maybe that podcast, the the recap of Big Brother Sports Center, will be what do these people do on Snapchat or TikTok? Like a reaction video more than anything. So
Mm.
there's plenty out there. A lot of people asking if Derek and I live in LA. I've lived in LA for like over a year now, but Derek will be flying out for all the episodes.
Yeah.
So we're having a good time.
That's commitment right there.
Yeah,
It's a lot of back and forth. That's a whole coast to coast situation.
it is. It is. He's really committed to it, which is I think you'll be able to see a lot of the heart that we put into this, both of us.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you again, Taylor. This is again very exciting. It's so cool. I really wish you all the best. I really hope it does well, and I hope it's good. I hope that people like it. And I'm
And
excited
if
to
you don't
watch it.
like it, tell me more. Tell me what you don't like about it. Chat, Taryn, let me know and we'll make it even better. That's what we're all part of it for. So thank you. I'm gonna go. You guys have fun.
All right. Thanks again.
Bye.
All right. That was Taylor. Look at that. Uh, who knew? Who knew this would be such an informative stream? We were just gonna talk about the show, and we heard it from Taylor herself. I mean, genuinely, I think, I mean, on like the coolest part to me is how open they seem to feedback, and the fact that, like, again, obviously, like Taylor's like here, uh, you know, looking at the feedback, listening to the feedback. So like that, it's just so interesting to think that it might air on Friday, and we have thoughts, and then they might like adjust via those thoughts, right? Like they might be like, oh, this did really well, this isn't doing really well, maybe let's try to incorporate this idea. um like that's super cool. Not enough, I think, shows generally do that. um Derek has spontaneously, I don't know how many people were there for it back in the day. I think it was BB 21. Derek just like hopped on a round table one day, and we chatted. Yeah, those were good times. um Kathy asked, why do I not like, I like Derek. Listen, I'm a Derek fan. And I don't think that's, I think listen, he also has lots of Derek fans out there. I think that there are like segments of the fan base that are not Derek fans, either because of his gameplay or because of the whole like pre-gaming stuff. I very famously was like, person that said I think the pre-gaming thing is a bit overblown. And I also, and this is in the book too, like I, at the time that Derek played, I was really fascinated with the way that the format was being broken. I think in hindsight, like it did get to be a bit too much over time, but I don't think that's something I would blame Derek for. And I also did a Terran Show interview with him that I thought was very good. Um, so yeah, like I said, I think that he has a lot of experience with this sort of thing. I think he's a really smart guy, and I think him and Taylor together will be a really good like combo, a good mixture. Especially this idea of them like being willing to like poke at each other. I think that's perfect, because I do think they are two very good representations of very different things, strategically and for the game and all of that. So yeah, this is fun stuff. Fun stuff. Um, do I still? I haven't done a Terran show in a couple years now. I did a second wave of them a little while back, but I haven't done many since. I think that like the thing about the Terran show is that when I did the Terran show originally, um, the point of it was to have an outlet for players to get to know players in a context that wasn't the show. And it was really successful in that regard. Like it was people did seem to really like the podcast. But I think nowadays, I mean, I think it could still exist and it could be fun, but like this is how like old it is at this point. But like nowadays, I don't think that's as needed. I think that like everyone that comes off the show um, has their own outlet to, whether it's a podcast of their own or their Instagram or social media account. Like people are a lot more accessible now than they were before, and so I don't think it's as necessary to have uh me do a podcast where it's like I'm gonna provide you an outlet um to get to know these people. uh but it's still very I liked the idea purely for selfish reasons, just as an excuse to talk to people that I thought were interesting. um but is there going to be an online version of the book or only physical copies? There are ebooks available. The Derek Taran show, none of the Taran shows were YouTube. They were all audio only. And that was primarily designed so that it just to allow people to feel a little more. Again, back in the day, video a little less. I feel like it's weird to say this, but like the Taran show is, I think, like 8 years old, something like that, close to 8 years old. And when I started it, the idea of being on video was not quite as prevalent. And so having it not be on video is just a way to help make people feel more comfortable, because it was already such a sort of intimate and like personal kind of space. And so they didn't have to be on video. It wasn't live. So, if we ever went anywhere that somebody didn't want to go, we could always edit it out. Like, that was always kind of the idea. You haven't been able to listen to it off the website. The feed is still up. Anywhere you get a podcast, I believe you can still probably find them there. Yes, that was extremely nice of Taylor. I nearly lost it about midway through. Because Taylor is a person that I was am getting a blurb from. She was one of the first people that like gave me any feedback on the book outside of like my agent, my editors, and stuff. And so, like her immediate feedback of like, because obviously like the main thing, you can guess this, I wrote about Taylor. And when you write about somebody, you really want to make sure you get it right. You really want to make sure that like if you write about someone, like I'm telling her story, but I'm using her story to also tell my own story. And so you really want to make sure that like you hit the right things, you know? And so let me tell you, it's super nerve-wracking to hand off a thing that I wrote this and this part's about you. I have had some people outside of the Big Brother sphere reading the book, which has been very cool. And so far, it's been good. We've been like chatting about some of the things in the book, and they've found it very interesting. In fact, I mean, quite frankly, many of the people at the publisher, were either only very loosely Big Brother fans or not Big Brother fans at all, and so they found it very interesting to like dive into some of the parts of the book. So it's been cool. It's been cool, and Taylor has been. I can't even express it. I mean, I'm sure I'll talk about it more in the future, but like, you guys saw it. Like, I don't think I'd ever be able to properly explain to you like how meaningful Taylor, how like supportive she's been of me. But luckily, you just got to see it, so now you know. Now you understand. So yeah, fun stream. I do need to wrap up soon though. But thank you for joining. I will. It kind of sucks that the YouTube version of this got chopped in half. But I will do my best to try to I guess name them properly and maybe thumbnail them. Most of the Taylor stuff was in the second part, right? I guess we did do a fair amount in the first part too, though. Yeah, you can check it out if you missed it. I don't think much was going on in the feeds. I was keeping an eye out, but I wasn't seeing much. DM me about thumbnails. My thought on thumbnails, Steph, to just say it out loud right now, is I really and actually I could give feedback from you guys in the chat, maybe especially the YouTube chat, but like I feel like if I had the time, what I would do is just like take a screenshot from the episode and then put my face on it, like I have for some of the other videos. Because I feel like that's like a good, like, you know what I'm doing if you have something like that. But then with the live feeds, I feel like it would be like a quad view with my face on it in the little bubble. Maybe that's too repetitive, but also I feel like it's just good descriptive thumbnail of what it is. That's mostly why I've been fine with it, just like being the same one over and over, because it's like it's close enough. But I think we've definitely done a little too much of the same. I've probably like 5 more than that. How many? I probably have like 10 different streams in a row with all the same thumbnail. But maybe we'll we'll let people know that like this is essentially a Q&A with Taylor in this video, so that people know what they're getting. Anyway, I also just finished because it's the same. Basically, that format of me in the bubble is what I do for like the Patreon videos as well for the Genius that I'm doing right now. So I do have one of those to drop tomorrow. Who is my book agent? Her name is Lauren McLeod. I've never said her last name out loud. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, and I feel embarrassed. But she's phenomenal. Genuinely, none of this would have happened without her, and she's been super awesome. Anyway, I gotta run. But I'll of course be back tomorrow for an update. We will have an episode tomorrow night. I think I'm actually also on the podcast tomorrow night. Let me just make sure that that is the correct schedule that I'm looking at. Yeah, I'm gonna be on the podcast tomorrow night. I don't know if it's if we have like an advertisement for that out yet, but should be a fun one. Make sure you tune in. We'll watch the Wednesday episode, and I'm pumped. I'm pumped for the Friday. I'm ready to see what it is. Ready to be unlocked by Big Brother. All right, thank you all for hanging out. And yeah, I said it out loud, and I kind of thought that's what it would probably be, Kelly. It's like, now that I'm saying it out loud, I bet it's pronounced that way. Anyway, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate all of you. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see all of you next time.